Navigating the fallout. Detriments of uranium mining along the Alberta-Saskatchewan border of Canada. This is the topic that I chose to write about for my research essay, and this presentation will be a brief overview of this topic. So the reason I chose this topic is, as a Canadian-born individual from the area adjacent to where this controversial endeavor takes place, this research topic is of interest to me. With a vast proportion of my identity being tied up in health, fitness, and the outdoors in general, the cause of environmental preservation is near and dear to me. To give some context, some health hazards faced by the miners of uranium include documented radiation-related health hazards faced by these miners employed by overseeing companies. Exposure of miners to conditions full of radon gas in the mines increases the risk of various forms of lung cancer developing when compared to the general Canadian male population of the same age range by an upwards of up to 67%. Also, exposure to Y-ray radiation released from the ore itself increases the risk of cancers and other types of body tissues. This is due primarily to the fact that the particles released from the uranium ore contain gamma ray radiation, which is extremely high energy electromagnetic radiation, which can ionize DNA and cause cancers and mutations. Some environmental detriments. Environmental detriments include the effects of mining and processing of uranium ore and its associated pollutants, which can be seen in local terrestrial and aquatic ecosystems. The presence of TMFs, or tailings management facilities, where runoff from the open pit mines is stored, is highly problematic due to the release of heavy metals and contaminants to the surrounding groundwater as well as surface water supply due to the contaminated water leaching into the ground. Also, it's observable in runoff of dust blown from the top layer of these tailing management facilities, which often contains harmful heavy metals such as arsenic and other radioactive isotopes, including radium, which permeates the anatomical and cellular structures of various kinds of flora found nearby, disrupting terrestrial ecosystems. Beyond just these two effects, the effects of the animal-human food chain cannot be understated within this area. The release of pollutants directly seen affecting animal-human food chains can be observed in the local area. Concentrations of radionuclides permeating lichens, small types of plants, eaten as a source of food by nearby caribou populations, causes those who eat meat in this area to be exposed to nearly double the amount of annual levels of radiation. A study on tissues collected from 18 Wollaston Lake area caribou concluded that an adult eating around just 100 grams a day would contribute to 90% increased rates of developing cancers over the course of a 70-year lifespan compared to the national average rates of cancer development. And with many people using caribou as a source of sustenance in this area, it's highly detrimental to their health. To conclude, uranium mining along the cusp of the Alberta and Saskatchewan border presents highly apparent health risks to workers, detrimental effects to nearby human and animal populations, as well as ecosystems in the surrounding region. Changes must be made by the federal government to ensure uranium mining is made less lucrative for large corporations if the impacts of this issue are to be resolved or even lessened to some degree. Now, if I could direct your attention to this infographic, just to briefly summarize uranium mining and its effects.